Good evening, everyone. I'm Tori McGee. It took the commission 3 hours to come to that decision. News Center 7's Brandon Lewis is live outside City Hall. And Brandon, the commissioners not only debated the budget among themselves, but the public chimed in as well.
That's right, Tori. We heard from city workers. They were worried about their jobs come January. We also heard from people expressing their support for Commissioners Turner-Sloss and Fairchild. But that meeting ended here hours ago at City Hall. The commission voted unanimously approving the budget and avoiding a shutdown. Dozens packed the city commission chamber Saturday afternoon for this special meeting.
We elected them to fight for our priorities, which are not represented in the budget.
Do not hold the citizens nor the employees hostage in you guys' warfare.
We implore you to pass the budget resolution today, not tomorrow, but today.
This meeting came just days after the commission got only 3 votes in favor of approving the 2023 provisional budget.
Close public hearing.
Since this was an emergency ordinance, the commission needed 4 votes for it to go into effect immediately. The 3 votes meant it would go into effect in 30 days. That would have resulted in the city being shut down for over a week in January.
In the future, we will hold.
Commissioners Daryl Fairchild and Shanice Turner-Sloss were the 2 not in support of the budget. They held a press conference Friday to explain their concerns and mentioned them again during Saturday's meeting.
$10 million for our golf courses, our rec centers, and preschool promise, and then you put young people up there, $10.1 million.
Commissioner Fairchild wanted to see more money put toward helping youth in the city. Meanwhile, Commissioner Turner-Sloss pushing for more investments in the city's Human Relations Council and improving first responder resources to residents who live in the Edgemont and Caroline neighborhoods. She also wants the city to hold several public hearings to allow the public to talk about future budgets,
where the community can have their sake and their piece in the conversation in terms of the budget that we're developing.
The commission ultimately agreed to have more hearings and committed $1 million more to the already $10.1 million for youth development in the city, before finally agreeing to approve this budget at the end of the more than 3-hour-long meeting.
This is one of the most important decisions we make because we're allocating the resources of the city, and I think citizens should have a say in that, and I'm glad that they were engaged.
And the mayor says now that this temporary budget has been approved, that final budget expected to be approved in February. Live in Dayton, Brandon Lewis, News Center 7.